Okay, what's up? Welcome back to the Campfire Podcast, episode.
Shit, I don't know.
Period. No,
Yeah,
Imagine we're still on schedule, but now we're just like, damn, we're just never seeing the numbers ever again.
I don't remember the numbers, but it's another episode. It's one of the episodes.
one of the.
It's one of the best podcasts.
It is. No, it is the best podcast.
I'll actually lock it in. Why I say one of the best podcast.
The best.
Mm.
In the atmosphere.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Today
Indubitably.
we have some very political topics.
We put it on our, election 16 plus caps on.
We'll call this the presidential edition of the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Title locked in. I like it.
Y'all giving me a country to rule? Beware of Julian's country. I feel as though there's a whole bunch of crazy people there.
Nah, we'd be mad chill until we start invading. But that's unrelated. It's
See?
like a 5-year plan.
He's already plotting to invade. That's
One world
crazy
order.
work.
My order.
Yeah.
See, now my thing is, because of that, would you rather have Julian's country or Christian's country?
Bro, come on now.
Well, if my plan goes correctly and I become the one-all dictator of the entire world, you'd probably want to be in my country, because if you're not a part of my country, you are. Unfortunate things have happened to you.
If you join my country, I could personally guarantee, one, I'll give you a nice kiss on the cheek for just even coming over here, because I really appreciate it. But two, wait.
Freaky ass.
Two. I will personally make sure there are bullet trains to every single section of my country, speedy, fast, and we got air travel, but not by planes, by hot air balloons.
That sounds dumb, but I like the first preposition. My only
Everyone needs some
thing
love and
is,
care.
Can I move that kiss on the cheek to a kiss somewhere else?
Freakier. You said that.
Anyway, no. But
That's for our platinum
I was
members.
gonna say,
That's
I'm
for our
matching
platinum
that freak.
members.
You're crazy.
If you want to pay the price, then you could get that.
What?
Yeah. What? But anyway, that's the first of many would you rather's that we
in
don't
Christian's country, prostitutes are legal.
Crazy work.
We don't discriminate over here.
Crazy work.
But yeah, speaking of would you rather's, first segment
There you
are a bunch of would you rather's. So, first one is, would you rather live in a world that has constant rain all the time? Maybe not. I don't know if like torrential rain, but like just constant rain, or
Say drizzling to like regular rain.
yeah, drizzling to
Like-
regular rain, or constant snow. Not like a blizzard, but just like a never-ending constant
Same thing.
snowfall.
Like regular light flaking to be like a full snowstorm.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't fuck with cold almost at all. So regular rain. I mean, it's not gonna be that much better, 'cause I mean, it's rain. It's gonna make everything damp. So like, you get inside, it's gonna be like wet and cold. But it's better than it snowing, because that means it's guaranteed cold like all the time. So
That's fair. Cold is a bitch. Myles, what is your opinion?
I'm gonna say the rain mainly because same thing with what Julian said, but also like when I was in Barbados and it rained, it was sunny outside and the rain was warm. Like it felt like I was taking a shower. It was quite beautiful, honestly. So if that like can happen every once in a while, or like let's say the summer, that's what the constant rain is like, and then in the winter it's more like gray, muddy, depressing, all that. Then yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, it's calm. I just don't think a lot of work will get done. My motivation will be at an all-time plateau. It'd be horrible.
Bruh.
I wouldn't get
The
no
season of
work done.
depression is gonna be terrible.
immaculate. But
right, you're right.
yeah, it'd be worse in the snow because then I'd have to go out and just be like, I'm cold,
yeah,
I'm freezing.
I promise you, everybody would just be spending a good hour in bed, being like, "Damn, I'm not trying to get out of these covers and be freezing to death."
Yep.
So
For real.
I'm gonna actually pick snow, mainly
You're weird. No, I'm joking.
mainly because I feel like the past like couple of like years, like the past 2 or 3 years, like flooding has been like a major problem. And during those times, it was more like a little bit more intense rain. But I feel like if I was living in the area that I currently like living right now, and it rains nonstop, like there's never any stops to the rain, my entire room would be like full of water. The only thing, it would be cold as hell with snow, like really cold, and the snow will pile up. But I feel like you can still function as a society if there is constant snow. If it's like a light snowfall, because even like let's say like sports wise, there's a bunch of winter sports you could do in the snow. I feel like in the rain you could still do like certain things. It would just be more dangerous because it's raining constantly, or even just like going to work when there's like more rain, it gets slightly more dangerous because you could, lose control of your car. More crashes might be more common. Snowfall is still like dangerous too. I also just like snow more. I'm biased. I just like snow more.
Ice.
Yeah, that too. Well, it would turn.
Yeah.
It would turn to ice. Well, that's
Well,
like
it
the part of it.
couldn't-
Like, it'd still be dangerous.
I don't think it could if it's constantly snowing. Like it would
What's the
just
bottom
pile
layer,
on
like,
until you
no.
shovel it.
Yeah.
No, because ice is more made from like rain. Like
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Or
I guess. Well, I guess it's melted snow that turns into water, then freezes again.
yeah, if it's really
time.
cold,
Yeah.
then it'll
I don't
just freeze
know.
into snow. But
Yeah, I guess.
maybe the bottom will get more and more hardens like ice
I don't
over
know.
time. I don't
honestly,
know.
I'm just.
There's one of
chatting,
those times when
'cause
like
I
one of
don't
us
really
should have
know.
been like a weather major or something.
Climatologist.
Yeah.
Why are none of us in the sciences? Where's
A
the person who's supposed
scientist.
to lock in and be like, bro, I know this.
Well,
Y'all are dumb.
you're in the environmental the science
Whoa.
major, bro. What?
Whoa. I do the people stuff. I talk to people. I'm not one of those science people.
Okay.
Leave me out of that.
Listen, we're both art majors. We don't.
I could draw it. You want me telling you how
exactly.
it
I
works?
could draw it.
I'm not here to tell you
I could make
whether
a cool animation.
I'm here to just make it look pretty.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, next
Okay.
one. Would you rather uncontrollably break into song at any second or unexpectedly randomly lose your voice? This is like
We
an
all know which
interesting
one I'm
one.
choosing. We all know which one I'm choosing. I'm choosing a song. You talking about? You feel me? Like I could just break out into any song I want. Yeah, nah, it's
Low-key,
amazing.
do you guys remember in Adventure Time when Finn would sing and he had like that thing in his throat that made it sound like
Oh yeah, like
that kind of reminds me of
auto-tune
that.
thing
Yeah. Low-key, that would be kind of fun
Yeah.
to have.
I'm telling you, it'd be great, and it could always fit with like any thing you have to do or communicate. Like there is a song for
Even
literally
like the
anything.
theme? You mean like the theming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like let's say you go to the club, and you want to drink. There's the song Tequila.
That's true.
Literally.
Imagine trying to.
Or Fireball. You could be like Tequila. Dun, 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 dun. Or you can do Fireball. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Like either or. You feel me? There's a song for everything. There's a song for hello, a song to dance, a song to probably do homework.
That's true.
Probably.
Imagine trying to have a
Whatever you
serious
need.
conversation with someone and then you just start breaking into song halfway. Well, that's
It's like, how do you feel about the socioeconomic status of our world? And just like, think you the shit? You're not even the fault. I've been going hard.
I think I'd pick
That'd be pretty funny.
I pick the song one only because unexpectedly losing my voice would just make my life just so miserable. Because it already
That was you in
happens.
middle school.
No. That was different. I chose not to talk. I didn't lose my voice though. Like losing my voice means I can't speak. Even if I wanted to speak, I couldn't even do that.
You couldn't.
So I'd rather be able to speak and possibly just like sing some shit too.
Fair.
It's fair. I'd probably pick losing my voice, mostly because I just can't sing. So I know that for me, I would have to deal with a personal embarrassment of just randomly having a car by busting into out of tune song, and then them being like, "What was that?" also you were off key. Like, well, like what were you doing? And I'd just be like, damn. So at that point, I would also just stop talking anyway. So I might as well just lose the voice and
Wait,
escape the embarrassment.
wait. If you think about it, if you sing constantly, would you end up losing your voice? Like, let's say you sing.
No.
Well, not well.
Can you control like the volume that you're
It's still like
singing?
talking. I mean, I guess it would depend on like
Yeah.
what songs you end up singing. Like
Okay.
if
I
you
would say.
obviously sing out of your octave, you might lose your voice.
I guess.
Like
But
over
not
and
only
on.
that, it's also like you could you're just breaking out into song. It's not even like it has to be something to sing. It could be rap. It could be a spoken word. Like you ever hear
Yeah.
them songs where it's like there's just a beat and they're speaking normally. Like you could do that. And breaking out in the song also doesn't mean you have to like perform it. You just have to sing it. So you could sing at any like intensity you want.
Yeah. And also, it's not even saying that you have to sing a whole song. Like it could just be like,
True.
you burst into like a lyric
Yeah.
or so. Like,
Or every sentence you say is like a lyric. Some for example, yeah.
yeah.
God.
Like someone asks like, like, oh, can you pay for this? And it's just like, I got money, money, money. Hey, like something like that. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, would you rather live in a monarchy with kings and queens, royal family, or a democracy? The one we have now, we have presidents, we elect them. Uh, you know, the U.S.
That kind of
basically.
thing.
Honestly, low key, I don't know exactly how. Like, I understand like the basic concept of a monarchy. Like, you have a king and queen, and the rulers are just kind of like within that family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like actual power that they have, I'm trying to remember if they're. Well, I guess in this case they actually do have power. I'm.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It's like absolute power. Like they're like
yeah,
they're number one.
they're like
Like,
basically
yeah.
dictators, kind of. The
They're not
monarchy,
dictators in the traditional sense. Like
yeah.
technically, it's not like they've taken the power by force. Like they're kind of like elected officials, but they're elected by blood, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
At least by like other royals. Not really.
Yeah.
There's no say from like the random peasants /
Mm-hmm.
civilian,
Like
basically.
you won't get there. You can now if
There
you
there
want to
is no
overthrow
becoming
the
the king or
monarchy.
queen. That is not
What
happening.
if you want to overthrow the monarchy? You can marry in, and then murder. But
Everybody.
little
exactly.
There
slap
was
But
there
no,
was
slap.
I
a
would
little Game of Thrones in there, but
I would still
yeah,
probably choose democracy only because I don't want my leaders to be committing incest, and yeah,
that that
that's
is that
reason number one.
actually that is something I totally forgot about. I was totally gonna pick like, oh, you know what? I feel like kings and queens isn't that bad. Mostly because one, especially if it's a modern day, low key, that's kind of how it is now. Like the presidents are kind of chosen, I wouldn't say by blood, but it's chosen by like your current status and by like your family's like ability to get you in that position. Like for the most part, not random people do not become president. It's very particular
What?
kinds of people.
Kanye almost.
Nah, bro.
Almost,
Nah,
almost
bro.
is crazy.
No, I was
He
joking. I was
he
joking.
tried. Almost is
He
crazy.
tried.
That was bad generous. But actually, that is true. Like if you want to have kings and queens, you would just have to accept like they do be fucking their cousin, huh?
Yep. Because they'd be like, we gotta keep the bloodline pure,
But on the other
purebred.
hand, it would make very funny memes. To be fair,
Nah,
the
but
memes
a
would
modern
be
day monarchy, I don't think could even work. Like, that's why England is thinking of like abolishing it because they don't do anything. They
Yeah, they're
have like
just parliament
parliament and then kings
yeah.
and queens. Yeah, literally
Yeah,
just figureheads.
like most places have kind of moved on from like the idea of having kings and queens, but I feel like that's mostly because of like the history of kings and queens, where it's like some of them are pretty decent. You're basically raised from birth to like lead a country, good, until you get like the one sociopath who's just like,
pretty
what
much.
if I
What if I
put
murder
people
all
who piss
women?
me off on pikes in front of the uh
True.
official building and said I am their bloody king? Hmm.
That's what
True.
What if I just did that?
that's what happened to Russia. Well, I don't think they were in like a monarchy per se. I'm not sure like what kind of political system they were in, but like sometime in the 1900s, there was like a revolution and the entire like royal family got overthrown. They all got most of them got killed, and then they made a holiday out of it, which was interesting. But for like the middle part of the
They'll be freedom
1900s,
fighters. I'm not even mad at them.
Exactly. Sounds
they
like a
like
party to me.
they had like a
Sounds like some
leader.
reasonable people just simply fighting for a little bit of freedom.
Gotta fight for freedom.
I feel like a certain country knows something about that. Rah, let it go.
Yeah, but they had like a leader who he was like more open to like foreign media, like from America and stuff. But then like right afterwards, they had a leader who just censored everything, and they were just going back and forth for a while. It was just like it was just chaotic. So I think that's like why I wouldn't choose a monarchy, because you're gonna have that one leader who something's just wrong with their brain. I don't know.
Unironic.
Maybe it wasn't incest.
Yes.
That's
Maybe
pretty
it
much the
wasn't
only
incest.
reason why it sucks. Is just like you will in fact, like it's just a matter of like chance. It's like
Yeah.
eventually somebody is gonna be fucked up in the leader position, and they're going to really fuck shit up, and no one's gonna be able to tell them to
But
do
then
shit.
it's like, but then it's gonna like continue because you're gonna have like their children's and then the children's children. It's like, who
Yeah.
raised you? And it's like, oh yeah, that psychopath. But then it's gonna have one magical child that's just the complete opposite. That's
Overthrow
just
He's gonna
like,
be like,
everything.
no,
honestly,
we're
we've
good.
been living under tyranny for too long. I'm gonna get you guys right. He's gonna be
You're
so
right.
great. He'll be like, we love you so much, and then someone's
So
gonna kill
much.
him and try to
Never.
take the monarchy, the kingship from him,
Yep.
and then it's just gonna be like, damn, we're cooked again.
Or they're gonna have a child, right? And they're gonna try to preach to their child, trust people are naturally good. You don't have to not trust anybody. Then they're finna get backstabbed, and the child's gonna be like,
Oh,
no, murder everybody.
you go full Doflamingo with it. It's like your dad was so great. Why are you such a terrible person? Oh my god.
And then you'll get invaded by
It's funny
Julian's
to think
country.
about, but in real life, I would actually be so sad. I would just
Oh
be like,
yeah,
damn, I'm so cooked.
yeah.
You're saying the rest of my life they're gonna be the king? I'm cooked.
Okay.
Just take me
Kinda,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
done
fucked
for.
after that. Just gotta deal with it.
for real.
Next we got the big ones. Would you rather be able to change one moment of history, any moment at all, but if you do, it will completely change your life in the world? Kind of like, you change the past affects your present. Or be able to see into the future at will, max up to 10 years, but the more you do it, the less control you have over it. So instead of you choosing to see into the future, it's more like the future just kind of appears in your brain like randomly, uncontrollably, all the time. The more you do it.
The more you do it. So it's kind of like okay, so when you say it, the more you do it, would you say like, is it like if I do it more in a day, but it kind of resets every day, or is it kind of like over time,
Over time.
irregardless of how much I do it? It's kind of like it just keeps getting worse and worse
Yeah.
Okay,
There's not
okay.
like a
And
limit
then,
to it. Just like if you do it really frequently, over time you'll kind of have like less control over it.
gotcha.
Okay.
And then like for the first one, can I go back in the past? Like let's say I go back, change one thing, my present changes. Can I then go back in the past?
Yeah, you could go back into the past. It will just keep changing.
However many times I want.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm choosing that one for a fact. Cause then I'm
Actually,
just
yeah,
playing
I would probably
roulette
also say the
with
same
whatever
thing.
present I want for myself now.
So
Yeah.
then what moment would you go back to
Oh,
change?
reverse flash activity. Just be like, you know what? You didn't say yes to that date. Lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
Hey, I said reverse flash. So say reverse flash. All right, that's not my opinions. I'm just saying what he does. All right, I'm cleared
So
of all
you're choosing
cleared
the menace
I'm cleared of all
storylines.
responsibility for whatever was said just now. All right, this is just clear.
You trying to be the menace storyline. You trying to make one person's life a living hell, not for
Hell.
any reason, just because you felt like it.
Bro said lobotomy.
Okay. Like,
Oh,
you see,
that's too
Christian,
funny.
when you remember that time you had your first with the girl and you busted it.
Stop.
It was me, Christian.
Oh my god, bro.
Like, you thought it was her? It was me all along. Dio.
Too funny, too funny. But yeah, I would
No, but I
also
would
pick
yeah,
going
do
back to
that.
my past, not for these reasons, but because it probably just works the best. Because
Yeah.
change the past, you can change the future, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Not only that, but also, like I said, I'm playing roulette with whatever situation I want. So let's say I'm happy in this present, but I'm like, yo, what if I had did this instead? Go back, make that adjustment. Now see my present. If I'm more happy, we continue. If I'm less happy, we go back to the original, or try something
Just
else.
it just saves coming like crazy. Just like, mm, but what would the dialogue like?
What
Basically,
would the
like you're in a
dialogue
conversation with
be?
a professor. You're like, what if I told them to shut the fuck up? What
Yeah.
would happen then? Like, how bad
What if
is it? How bad does it really get?
What if I did it for the plot? Just did it for the plot. Oh, it's cooked.
Honestly,
What
I
if he
will
gave me an
overpower.
F and I swung? What if he gave me an F and I just swung on him? Like,
Yeah,
would he
thanks.
fight
What
back
happened?
or?
And then I go back to the present. Oh, I'm a millionaire. Oh, I should have swung. Let's go. Or it could be
that's
the
fair enough.
opposite. I swing on him. Next, you know, I'll go to the present. I'm in jail.
Another statistic.
Well,
Mm.
It's like, damn, wrong decision. Let's reverse.
that's worse.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Mhm.
I guess just to like play devil's advocate for the second
Mm.
option, I guess the way to make that work is you always have to like manage how much you see into the future, because you could still,
Mm.
I guess you could still somewhat do the same. It's just that you could see like your future and how to like get there basically, or see your
Yeah,
future and see what to prevent. You just can't
Yeah.
do it a lot. You just have to
true.
like
The only issue is
in like
like
moderation.
I just feel like the only issue with that is that if you do it too much, or like you said, it just happens at random times. I feel like at a certain point, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between the present and the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will
You
just
basically
become
Like,
like
blurred.
you're kind of like be schizophrenic. Like you
yeah,
wouldn't be able like you'd just be doing stuff and then you'd be seeing the future and you'd kind of just like I wouldn't even say you freak out, but you just wouldn't be able to like function after a certain point if you use it too
hmm
much. Obviously, it's up in the air like how much exactly is too much. But if you ever got to that point, you'd be done for, basically. Or imagine you decide like, you know what, my first look, I'm gonna look what does it look like in 10 years, just I'm doing whatever I want. It's darkness, and you're like, oh, I'm cooked.
Oh,
I'm
bro.
cooked. And you're like, okay, what about 5 years? Still darkness. All right. It's not looking good right
No,
now.
imagine you be like, you know what? Let me just see a week from now, darkness. I'll be like,
I'm like,
Hey,
oh no,
maybe the lights turned
I
off.
what
Maybe the lights turned off. Maybe you just got your lights on. Maybe it's that
be
simple.
like, I'm
Maybe it's that
cooked.
simple. You know. But yeah, okay. The last one, final one. Would you rather be the president of the United States for 8 years? You're able to influence the country any way you want to, as the president would be, same system. But every decision you make as a president, you age 8 months. Or keep working the job you currently have forever in the same position, but every 5 years, you get a bonus to buy whatever you want. And there's no limit on it. You could buy whatever you want.
But I
Anything.
buy $1 billion.
Can you buy
actually no, just
money?
buy property worth $1 billion and then
Or
just sell
that,
the property.
that,
Actually, no, not even. Just buy a country. Buy a country.
that.
Hmm.
See,
Damn.
hiking, that actually is a great idea. I can keep doing my job, just being mad chill, vibing. Then also simultaneously be like super mega rich. Yeah. Because also the other thing about being president, make like, because it's like 8 years, like you probably make decisions all the time. Because also, I'm assuming, are you saying like official decisions, like
Yeah, official
enacting
decisions.
laws and that kind of stuff? Or are you talking about
Oh,
any decision?
so wait, when you say decision, do you mean like making laws and stuff? Like nobody's against it. Like it's gonna happen.
What I mean is like, I guess as not like in your personal life. I mean like presidential decisions that relate to you being the president. decisions you make, like enacting laws or vetoing laws, or whatever you choose to like sign into policy, whatever or law, those
No,
decisions.
I get that. Sorry, I should have phrased it, but like my thing is, would I have to go through like checks and balances? Like, would I have to check in with like Congress and
Nah, it's
the
not like,
state and all that,
I guess on.
or do I just be like, there's a law and now I age 8 months, like 8 months?
Yeah, once you make a decision, regardless if that decision comes into fruition, you age 8 months.
Oh, so I still have to go through checks and balances.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm choosing the second
Yeah, I realized the second
Yeah,
one's kind of broken.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. Like, I will say officially, I've not worked at my job long enough to be like, man, I hate this so much. I'd rather die.
one.
So as it stands right now, I'm like, bro, you're saying that I could just work at my job and then eventually I'll just be able to like buy whatever I want? Sounds lit to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
And I'm not, if it's a job I have now, I'll be broke for 5 years, but it'll be calm.
We broke for 5 years and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I'm just very affluent.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess based on that, let me add to it a little bit. So let's say instead of every 5 years, it was a every. Let me say it's once in your lifetime. Towards the, let's say like 60. Could you do it that same job till 60,
Oh, I'm 60?
till you buy whatever you want?
I'd look weird. I'd be a lifeguard at a college until I am 60.
But
That would look so
God,
crazy.
that will look
That would look
wild.
so crazy.
but
over
you
here
get
like-
to,
Even save anyone?
once you hit 60, you get to buy whatever you want. No limit. Would
Can
you
I
do
buy
it then? No limit.
Can I buy reverse age?
If that technology
Well,
exists,
actually,
then
to be
sure.
fair, 40 years from now, low key, we might have something for age. That or the play will have blown up. It's one of the two. Either we have advanced so far in technology that we're like in the far future or whatever, and we're like driving around in flying cars and stuff, or interstellar travel, or our whole planet exploded and we're cooked, literally. One of the two, literally two. Prosper, opposite of prosper.
Also, I'm gonna do the math on the first one. Hold on.
Yeah, look at Mr. Said. If you make like, let's say, one main decision a week, how many months would you age?
Ooh. Well, 8 months. I mean, okay, obviously it's not 12, and so there's
I
like a little bit of
guess.
a number of
That's
things.
pretty
But like, even if it was a decision a week, it's 52 weeks in a year, if I remember correctly.
52
You're saying
decisions.
you age roughly a
months.
year every week, like
So 3
you-
decisions every 2 years for 8 years. So,
3 decisions for
so if you
three
make
decisions.
yeah, it's 3 decisions every 2 years because 8 months, 8 times 30 is 24. That's 2 years. So then you have a total of 12 decisions. Well, no, you would age. Would you?
I feel
Yeah,
like
you
you
would
confuse
age
yourself.
12 years.
Wait, no, it's not. It's not a decision every 8 months. It's every decision you make.
You
You
age.
ages you 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So how many decisions would you think you'd be making a week?
So the thing that would be changing is the number of
Oh,
decisions you make, not
not
the
yeah.
8 months. So it really just come down to like how many decisions do you how much older do you want to be by the time you're done with your 8 years? And I feel like, but then you also gotta go through check. I feel like the way you could, I feel like you gotta go through checks and balances. Okay,
You age five
let's
years
clarify
if
the
you make a
question. Is it every
decision a
time I
year.
want to make a decision, or is it every time something I say actually gets done?
When you make a decision, just in general, I'm not saying it,
So
whether or
the
not.
checks and balances aren't included in like
Yeah, checks
whether
and
I
balances
age or
aren't.
not. It's just the part where I say like, you know what, I think we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
8 months.
because
to
I'm
age.
saying when you choose to do something that relates to being the president, regardless if it's a success or a failure, that will age you 8 years. Whether it goes through the way
8
you
years or
want.
8 months.
Yeah, 8 months, not years. 8 months.
Okay. I said 8 years. I'm like,
So,
bruh, you're
If
trying
you
to get me killed.
technically, by the math, if you make a decision, like whatever you decide, a year like a year of your presidency, you would age 5 years by the end of the 8 years.
Just 5 years? Well, I guess it is only
An
8 months.
additional,
So.
like an additional 5 years.
Five
So if you
years on
go
top of the 8 years already there.
8 year, yeah. So like
So
let's say
13 in
you're
total.
40, yeah, 13 in total. If you make a decision, like one decision per year.
Only one though. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's obviously you playing it like, because also like
That's
you said, it's not
generous too.
including whether the decision passes or not. It's just
Yeah.
the point where I say, you know what, I feel like we should do this. Boom. Like I'm kind of cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I have to go with that one because waiting until 60 years of doing
No,
my
not doing
current
it.
job, like I fear it would make me look so crazy. Also, I'd have to live with my parents. And
Yep.
it's by the time I hit
Yeah.
60, I'm cooked because they're not gonna be around that long.
What's
I'm
the
finished.
what's the max you would wait for? Like, what is too old for that then?
Honestly, 5 years
Maybe
is
30.
too for me. 5 years is too old, but in order to then make as much money, I could handle 5 years.
I would say 30 is fine. I feel like 30 for my job is like my money won't be like that great at all. But uh, I feel like 30 is like the hard limit of like, okay, I can still like live with my parents, mooch off them, and be like, please don't kick me out, please. Don't kick me out,
Just
please.
wait,
I'll
wait,
be
wait.
okay.
Just
And
wait
then by
till I'm
30,
30 and I'm balling.
and then by the time I hit 30, I could be like, okay, I could turn it around and like literally do anything else in my life and stuff.
Actually, I think I could pull it off until 35. But the thing is, I have to lie for like 10 years that I'm a grad student. That's it. Yeah.
You're
That's the
25,
only
like,
way.
I think for me the max
you're a grad student.
is
Okay. Then by the time you hit 30, you're like, you're still a grad student? It's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm going for my PhD or something or other.
yeah.
20
My PhD.
for me 25 or 30. That's like as long as I could be a cashier for it. After that, I can't do it no more.
Cashier.
After that, I'm done.
Nah, honestly, because now I have to think of other factors in my life. Yo, making $16 an hour at 30 ain't it? Ain't
Well,
it?
It's not.
Oh,
You're on your knees like,
Yeah.
bruh. Imagine inflation goes up, but your check doesn't. Oh
Oh.
my god. Falling on your knees like $30 for a burger. $30 for a burger. I'm dying.
That's 2 hours. 2 hours for work.
2 hours for measly lunch. Oh my god.
Not even
No
for a
fries
total lunch.
included. No fries
Nope.
included. This is
No
not a
drink
meal. That's
either.
just $30 for the burger.
No sauce,
You're
bro. You
done
gotta pay
for.
extra for the sauce too.
Crazy.
All right,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
interesting
I
though.
don't know. I would say 30 years old is like the hardest I can go for, as in like literally everybody's pulling me up by their bootstraps, like keep me alive so that I can get this bag.
I
All
could take
right.
care of all
That's what I
y'all.
like.
Or,
Y'all get
ooh,
PS5s.
ooh,
Not even PS
or,
PCs. Hmm?
or, or, that I could pull it off if I invest heavily into my looks and then get a sugar mama.
Not a bad idea.
That way I'm supported.
I'll
80
add
years
on to
old and
that.
still kicking.
Get a
That would
sugar
go for her.
mama and just scam people. Free money right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Facts. Actual
free money right there.
It's like
facts.
questionable business. What about just illegitimate business? Scamming.
Or,
Let's do it.
or like I said, invest heavily and then date an OnlyFans model. Because then it's not my job, but I'm helping out with hers.
Honestly,
Shit. Sell
not
your
a terrible
body.
idea.
I'll sell my pinky. Look at it.
You're a pinky actor. He's like, so I brought Mr. Pinky on.
That's weird. Nope. All
That's
right, let's move on. Move on. No, move on.
Okay. So there is
All
no
right, moving
transition
on.
to this. Genuinely, I don't think there is a good one.
Speaking of
Let's
pinkies,
talk
though, let's talk
politics.
about the orange man's pinky.
Guy that looks like a thumb. Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, not him first.
Oh.
First up, it's Biden. We feel, well, we're gonna go in timeline order. So first off, when you knew that Biden's term was coming to an end and that he was gonna have to rerun for president against Donald Trump, How'd you feel about Biden running? How'd you feel about Donald Trump existing and trying to run again? How do you feel about that?
I thought it was fine for Biden. I was like, listen, it's not the best. He's about to croak, but I think he got it. It's okay. Just
He's
what's
done us
another
through
4 years?
4 years. He could do it again.
Exactly. What's another 4 years? If anything, he could then just, if he did croak during the second term, God rest his soul, and then Kamala would take over. And I'm not
Would that
mad
be the
at
first time
that.
a president dies like in office, like
Absolutely,
natural
definitely
cause?
not.
Most definitely not. No,
Definitely not.
definitely not. No.
It
Well,
would probably be the
by
first time it's
natural,
happened in modern times, like
Yeah.
recently. But
that'd be kind of
well,
crazy actually.
so. I mean, John F. Kennedy. But
No, but
it
I
would be
mean by
like
natural
the most
causes,
recent.
by like old age, not by like
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess yeah, that'd be not
Maybe,
recent. But
probably.
not by from
Not recently. It's definitely happened, but it's not recent.
yeah.
yeah,
Um, but and then Trump, it just didn't make sense to me. I didn't know he was allowed. I was like, I thought he was a felon, and then
yeah.
he was like,
Oh.
nah, he's still
Literally,
running, and I was like, how?
he tried to do treason. All right, he tried to literally overthrow the
I
government, basically. Right. I have no idea. How do you fumble that case? I feel like that was so easy, and they fumbled it.
so I learned
Bruh.
that there is no law saying that a convict can't run for president. It just never
But
happened
they
before.
can't vote. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
You
bro.
telling me a convict can't vote, but they can run for president makes. Come on.
It's one of
No sense.
those
None.
loopholes. I don't even know.
It is a
My
loophole, but
opinion,
still.
yeah, my opinion on Biden was that not talking about his decisions as the president because that could get into like a whole different thing, but just like him as like a person being the president, I wasn't a I was against mainly because he's just really old, but like concerningly old. I'm
Honestly.
talking about physical health, like how he talks is drastically different from how he
Oh,
talks
no,
in
but we
like
haven't got there
20s.
yet. We haven't gotten
No,
there
no,
yet.
I'm not
So
getting. I'm not
remember,
getting into debate. I'm
at
not
this
getting.
time we were still being at this time we were still being gaslit. Remember, the presidential communications campaign was locked. They were like, "Do not post that man talking for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
Never
not
ever
talking about.
show his face. Get the video going. Do not have audio on that bitch. Never, ever.
Not talking
We
about
were
that.
locked.
Just like him himself. Like I don't know. He's just really old, and compared to like presidents in the past, like usually they're between like 50 and 60, and like
True.
I've seen like a bunch of TikToks now of like, um, I don't want to get into the presidential debate, but how other presidents have talked in the past, just like naturally, like their speech, how they do stuff, even before
Yeah.
this whole like year. There's like a lot of sus moments where Biden like something just wasn't clicking in his brain.
True.
So that's why I'm concerned, and there needs to be some type of
Age limit. Absolutely.
some age limit or some type of like check to like see if they're capable of being the president, because being the president comes with
Yeah.
like stresses. We've all like a lot of people have seen like how like Barack Obama has aged over the years of his presidency.
Yes.
Having a 70-year-old man go through the same thing like is gonna accelerate even more since he's getting older, and it's just like naturally your body's just gonna slowly break down.
People
Yeah.
wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, that too.
I was one of them,
But Bernie's been locked. Bernie's been locked.
Bernie seemed like a good man.
Now, given
he just
after
was
his
also
first
really
term,
old.
after his first term, if he would have said like, "Oh, I want to go for a second term," I'd like Bernie. I love you so
You're about
much,
to
but
die.
also please, I don't think you can do it again. But yeah, I pretty much agree. I feel like the general opinion I heard going into like just off the rip, it's coming to the end of his term. He's going to try to get reelected against Donald Trump. The vibes on Biden was pretty much actually a lot of people weren't really feeling Biden just because they feel like he didn't really live up to a lot of his promises and stuff, which I don't really pay attention to like what exactly presidents do too much like that. But if that was the general consensus, I was feeling like people weren't a huge fan of Biden, but a lot more people were like, I can't do Donald Trump. Which to be fair, that's the based opinion. We don't pick Biden because we think Biden's the greatest president ever. We don't pick him because we think that he's fully conscious in his own body. We pick him because he's not Donald Trump, and that's good enough. That was the vibe check. That was the vibe check of
The
any
fact,
Democrat or anybody who's just like at least slightly based Republican Republican opinion. I don't like Donald Trump because he's crazy, so I pick Biden.
why is the man who was impeached twice is currently a convict? Why is he on this stage? What are we doing, guys?
I
This
thought
is
It
if
is
you were
crazy.
impeached, you can't be president again. You were impeached.
I don't think
I
they
mean,
actually
like,
impeached him. I think they
they
tried to
tried.
impeach him, but I think they didn't actually complete the case.
mm,
I don't think they were able to convict him of impeachment or
My
whatever,
thing is the
however you
fact
phrase
that
that.
there's a case.
Yeah.
a lot of
Like I feel like
cases.
like I said, I feel like it was a shoe-in case. Like I feel
Bro
like there
has a
was like
mugshot.
it
What's
was a
going
very,
on?
very,
What's going
very,
on?
very hard case that he could possibly pass. Somehow he did it. I don't know how, but okay. Well, that was where we were, right? We were like, okay, it's Biden versus Trump. Trump's gonna keep doing his antics. He's got his cult behind him, the MAGA people, right? Great, but we got Biden. He's cooking. We'll be all right. Now we then cut later the debate.
I've
Then we find
seen
out,
your golf
oh,
swings.
oh no,
I,
they've
I
been
did
covering
not
him
have
this whole
sex with
time.
a porn star.
I did not have sex with a porn star, and I've seen your golf swing. Your golf swing is horrible. It's trash. I've Kamala. I mean Trump. I mean Obama. Trump. I've actually brought my disability down to 6 from an 8. We're
The,
good.
bro, I didn't know the presidential media team was this strong. They were carrying Joe by the skin of his flabby body. All right, they were literally puppeteering him like a. They were his stand. They were his stand. He was he was the stand user, but he was a feeble old man, so he had his stand carry him around. Bro was not doing anything the last 4 years. Apparently, he was in his house eating gummies, and they were like, "Okay, we can't get you out of this debate, all right? Just like I said." And bro fumbled so hard that went from being a lot of people were like, "Okay, I don't love Biden, but I'll still vote for him because he's not Trump," to being like, "I can't vote for him in good conscience because this guy's clearly not okay." It's so bad. It was like literally I couldn't I it got to a point where basically I was like, I cannot reasonably make any kind of defensible case for Biden at all. I literally just had to say he's not Trump though. That's all I could say. Literally
Exactly.
that's it.
But I was
Yeah.
listen. I was okay with that. I was like, listen,
It's good
he's not
enough.
Trump.
It's good enough if you're already anti-Trump, but if you're like in the middle, right? If you're like, I don't really like either of them, the moment you see that Biden can barely speak full sentences, you're like, bro, it's over. Why would I ever vote for him? What am I actually doing?
True.
So
I mean, I knew a
that
lot
was,
of people too that were like just not gonna vote, like, and yeah, and I was like,
yeah. I mean,
don't do
that's always
that.
gonna.
Always
In this case, no.
act on it, but
In this case, nah.
In this
I don't
case,
know.
yeah.
I hate that it's another situation of like you have to pick the lesser evil. I feel like the past almost 10 years has been kind of like that. Um,
ever since Obama,
Yeah,
ever since Obama.
hmm.
yeah.
Well,
Obama was.
and like, I'm also surprised Hillary lost. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I think what happened
yeah,
was basically, well, obviously, I was able to vote at that time anyway, and also that was a couple years ago, so I don't really remember the exact details. But I feel like a lot of the reason why she lost was because she wasn't. She thought because when she was running against Donald Trump, right? She, I think like what happened with her was that she was confident that like I'm not gonna lose to this guy. He's not even a politician. I'm not. I don't even have to worry too much. She didn't understand the I guess you could say the pendulum swing that was happening. So he just came off Barack, right? He's a black guy, first black president. The Democrats love this guy. That's my president, right? So the pendulum's now swinging onto the other side. So Republicans, or at least people who are not a huge fan of certain
Change.
groups of people, yes, not change and so on, or basically they're a little bit more fervent now because they're like they think they can change my country. I'll show them. And then Donald Trump, harnesses his power like a Fred Lantern in his ring. Is like, in reddest day, in angriest day, whatever. He's like,
True.
vote for me. And so they
True.
were
He
like, bro,
did.
guy,
He
he
did
gets it.
harvest their like hate, anger, hatred, like all
Yes,
that.
like
He
he
did harbor it.
literally like forget make America great again. In reality, he said make hatred a thing again. He was like, bro, bring that. You don't like Hispanics? I don't like them either. Let's lock in.
The thing
He
is,
That was basically
yeah,
all he was saying to them, and she didn't understand. Like, no, there are genuinely people who are not feeling that vibe. So because she didn't lock in with that, she lost. Unfortunate.
Fair.
I think
But
I was gonna say, I think because of his background of being more of like a media celebrity, he was able to like sway and convince a certain demographic of America of
poor dumb people.
his political views and what he wanted to do, such as building a wall on the border of Mexico and Texas and things like that. I think he just kind of took advantage of those people and what they already thought. I think a lot of it was based on like ignorance and not actually understanding what he is trying to say. He was
Oh,
I don't even know.
he definitely didn't. He didn't even
Yeah,
understand what he was saying. He was
He
just
was he
saying
was running off.
whatever would get the people like.
He was
honestly.
literally running
I'll
off
follow you,
pure
brother.
charisma. It was
Yeah.
literally all like, okay, to put it in D&D terms, I know you guys don't know D, not everybody knows D&D, but just work with me here. This would basically be like if someone walked in the room and they were talking to a cashier, and they were basically like they used all their charm, like they were flirting mad hard, putting on they're mewing extra good, doing the little hand touches to be like, be a doll and let me get the sandwich for free. And he just did that, and they just locked. They were just like they were just mesmerized because he did not say anything that actually like genuinely sounded good. Like even the idea of like build the wall, like it's like for one, there's already kind of a wall, but two, that's not going to do anything. And also, there's no way you're going to be able to complete that fast. Also, it's going to cost a lot of tax dollars. Like, there were a lot of
Yeah,
reasons
that
why
that was another
that
thing.
really
So
didn't make any sense,
I
but it just
remember.
sounded good, and so people locked in.
Yeah, I remember like during that time when I was a bit more into politics, like somebody asked him like, "So how do you plan to like fund the building of this wall?" And like I don't remember the specific of it. I just remember it was so like there was no logic. It was like we're gonna take their
Oh, he
money.
said he was going to make them
and-
pay for it.
Yeah,
Like,
Them.
he's like we're gonna
why
make
would they do?
them pay for it. I'm like I don't. That's not how. I
Can't
don't.
tell another country to pay for something. Like,
Yeah,
generally, we can't do that. Like, you can say it, they would just tell you no, or just
no.
say like, "Oh, we don't have the money for that."
Yeah, or
And
go to
then,
war.
yeah, I
Like
mean, I
there's
guess you could go
it's
war with
also an
them. That,
agreement. Like the only
yeah,
reason why Germany used to pay America was because of the agreement of from World War II. That's it.
yeah.
That's literally why.
So like,
But anyway,
yeah,
What's
the now recent
yeah.
presidential debate, Christian.
yeah. So all in all, yeah. So after that presidential debate, obviously, a lot of people went from being like, "Let's do it, Joe. Let's lock in," to being like, "Joe, do you even know like who's in the room right now?"
He's like,
Uh,
oh, of course, it's Trump. He's like, no, that's
no,
Kamala Harris.
you picked her.
I mean, I was confusing a
You picked it.
77-year-old white man for a whole black. Like what, bro? What the?
He did.
Like not only are you running against him, they aren't even the same gender nor the same race. It could not have been more wrong. It could not have been more wrong. All right. So
And my opponent, Obama. I mean, Kamala. I mean, Trump. My opponent, Trump. He.
Once they start talking about golf, I'm like, this, bro. What are we doing? This just sounds like two old white
that
men
is like
talking about this one
that's
thing.
also
But
okay. Okay. Before we move on to the next part, I just want to say the worst part about that debate is that Donald Trump didn't even actually talk about
No.
politics.
Nope.
But the only reason Biden lost is because he just looked so much worse by like slowly losing his mind on camera. Like genuinely, if he would have just had clarity in that time, he would have honestly have garnered so much more support by just
I
being like,
mean,
"Do you hear what this guy's even talking about?"
fair, but I mean, the lines he did rehearse were spitting. He was saying them easy. The ones that they had him practice. The other ones he wasn't prepared for
No,
was kind of cooked.
the media team was like, "Okay, just okay, so just activate the microchip in his brain. Just there we go." And then he just he opened his mouth with just a microphone box in his mouth and just like blah 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 blah.
Now, Trump actually didn't answer anything. He didn't. He
Not
really.
not a thing. That's my thing. But we'll get into Donald Trump in a little bit. Well, not in a little bit. Okay. So after this, a little bit later, things passing, whatever. Everybody's like, "Oh no, doom and gloom, doom and gloom." And then somebody decided to take things into their own hands. I'm not supporting assassination, just to be clear. I'm just gonna put that disclaimer now before I continue. Someone took it into their own hands. It was like, I'm saving the country on my own. I don't think that was even the reason why he did it. But he tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Him in the ear. Donald Trump decided to hit a pose. He hit the All Might. He put his hand up. He said,
I am here.
like, he over here. I heard someone talking about how he hit like the bodybuilder pose where he put the two fingers up and he hit the angle. Like, he was like, it's like, it's like catch my pump, catch my pump.
Yes, right. It's crazy. Nah, I watched this one video
And
that was
then,
nah, keep going, keep going, keep going.
you know, and then my favorite part about all this was the following memes that came out on both sides. The
Oh,
memes
bro.
of the pro Donald Trumpers and the anti Donald Trumpers. The pro Donald Trumpers basically being like, Jesus saved his life. He is literally the second
The
coming of
Messiah.
Christ.
He's the Messiah.
They tried to prosecute me too. The the Jesus Christ is in front of him, move his head slightly to the side like this. Or my actual favorite one is the one where he becomes a little stand user and his stand catches the bullet for him, like in
Bro.
Stardust Crusaders. I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, so there's those people, and then the anti-Donald Trumpers basically making fun of the fact that like they're actually acting like he is like Christ, like right now. Like they're just like unironically they're like
I mean,
putting him on a t-shirt, like,
I'm
putting
not
him with the
gonna
cross,
lie.
like that's God's for him.
I'm not gonna lie. I am a part of the group that thinks it was like planned. Only because at first I thought it was like real, and then I was like, "Yo, how you shoot and miss 4 times?" But then I saw like multiple videos and like TikToks and articles about all the weird stuff that's happening around the
I'm gonna add on
shooting.
to that.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw one video. Well, there was two videos specifically. The first one was like the angle of his head in the bullet, and if he didn't turn his head, he was cooked. Like he was done for. Another
I
video
know.
was like of a woman who was like suspiciously just like unfazed by the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
She
she
was
had her
just
phone out, and then like her reaction was like mad delayed. She didn't like. It looked like she knew what was gonna happen, or at least like someone was just up with her. So
yeah, but she literally
It
was
could
like
be
this,
shock.
and then it was
It
like
could be shock.
it could be
then it was
shock.
like a
It's definitely
It
just
could
a
it could
sus
be because
situation.
honestly, when it comes to like random people, it could be shock.
true.
Because obviously, it's not every day that you see a presidential assassination in real time. Well, attempted assassination, to be fair.
True.
Also, I can't forget these memes. I can't forget the I wouldn't have missed memes. Those are pretty
I
funny.
would have
Now, I'm not
missed.
condoning trying to assassinate presidents. Please do not show up to my house. Please, 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 please. That said, though,
My thing
those
is,
memes
I
are
also
too
saw
funny. Too
they
funny.
are funny, but I also saw the it was like a meme slash like video. Apparently, the shooter was like so close that he was in the range of like what you need to pass to like join the military or something, like the minimum. Like he was like so close, but then there was all this social security and not social security. There was all these like security guards and military men already like stationed to like be able to shoot him. So I'm like,
Yeah,
how do you
yeah,
even get
That
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 far?
close.
close?
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay. I'm kind of halfway on it. At first, I was kind of heavy on the nah. That seems way too suspicious. Also, it just feels very reminiscent of a certain other presidential assassination that may or may not have been organized by a certain three-letter body of the government.
Mhm.
But there's also the idea that I mean, it could just be random because I mean, also it's not like this happens all the time. It is very possible that people just weren't really anticipating anything really happening, and one guy like actually tried it, and they were just like, "Oh shit, wait, hold on, for real?"
But even the security on the stage didn't rush him off. Like there have been
Yeah.
times in which the rumor of a president being threatened was like in the air, and they moved them quickly off stage. Like nothing even
Yeah.
happened, and they moved them from. They kind of just like
They pushed him
ducked him
down.
down, like pushed him
Yeah,
down a little bit, and then like walked off, and then he got up and then walked off. Like they didn't even
yeah.
force him
I
off the stage.
yeah, I thought okay. So here are the things that I've
It's
heard that
suspicious.
are like contributing factors as to why it probably isn't fake. And why it's just like, oh, this is just like a perfect storm for it to be attempted. So for one, Donald Trump basically has a thing with the Secret Service where he tells them basically like he tells them like don't be all up on me, like try and protect me or whatever. Like it looks weird for my public image. Because obviously, again, he's not actually a politician. He's like basically just a celebrity who wants to be president. So like he does weird things like that. So that may have contributed to, as to why like there was like a slow response. Not necessarily that they were planning on him getting hurt, but more so just like because of things that Donald Trump already does has made it easier for him to potentially have this happen. As well as, they did bring him down and then he came back up, but it's like, obviously if he forces himself back up, it's a little bit more likely that he's able to get through. And
Mm.
so, that's why he comes up for a second and etc. And that again could totally be a Donald Trump thing. He was like, bro, if I hit the pose right now, that shit would go so crazy. Which it did. I'm not gonna lie. Those pictures went crazy. Just not gonna I'm not
Nah,
gonna
I'm
lie.
not a
Me
fan.
personally, if I got shot at, survived, and I knew people were taking pictures right now, bro, I'm hitting the fucking craziest lat spread. Bro, I'm about to punch his guns, punch his guns, punch his guns. Like, bro, I'm about to do the most. I'm literally going to hit the Do bending
You gonna
back
do
pose
the?
right now. Like, come on, I might as well. I might as well.
Nah,
I'm
So
already
I'm
here.
not gonna lie.
I mean, so like the stuff like that, and then then there's also just the fact that they did get him pretty fast. But then there's also the fact like they got him so fast, and how do you get through if y'all could get him like so fast after? It's like,
That's the thing too. Like
but then
some
also
of
I
these
would
guys
say
are a bit
I feel like
suspicious.
if they did pick somebody to like do the assassination, if they were gonna pick somebody, they would not have picked somebody who's gonna miss four times. Like, come on, you missed four times. But then I've
That is
also heard
also
things
true.
that the reason why he missed so many times is because he got caught right before he was about to shoot. Like some police officers in the area
Mhm.
saw him, and then they kind of like disturbed him, and so then that messed up his shot, which is why he ended up missing. But it's just like, it's definitely suspicious. I wouldn't be surprised if low key Donald Trump low key had this organized as to like garner more support to be
Like
like, guys, they
he's
tried to get
crazy.
the left tried to get me assassinated. You guys they're trying to take your country away from you. Rush the capital again, rush the capital again.
Like
I would not be surprised. I would not
he's
be surprised.
crazy. It
He
wouldn't
is
be the
crazy.
furthest thing. It wouldn't be the craziest thing. I'm not
It
gonna
wouldn't
lie.
be
Like
that
it'd be
crazy.
wild, but it wouldn't be like I can expect it.
It wouldn't be that crazy because also the guy was a Republican. He
True.
was a Republican.
He was.
So you Loki, you take you get this kid who's like rejected from society and just be like, got a job for you that'll make you look very, very nice in the media. It's a very short role, but it's a very nice one. Your big debut and your big
Mhm.
closer.
I'm a bit close.
All right,
Big closer. Got it.
it's
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 definitely
something,
a
but right,
of
uh,
history.
it's a moment. Actually,
True.
not even. It's
I'm
just a
not gonna.
moment. It's absolutely going to be a history book,
Yeah. But
unfortunately.
I'm not gonna lie. That picture. Maybe my aura meter is off. I didn't feel that much aura from that picture. I was kind of like,
Yeah, but
It's
we're
not
not
the best
the
aura because I mean, Donald Trump is
it's
not an
never.
aura filled
the
person. Like, I mean,
No,
just
pose
looking at him,
wasn't
it's
for
like,
us. The pose wasn't
it
but
for
wasn't.
us.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't for us.
It wasn't. But
But
I
I
did
know for a
feel
fact everybody in that crowd
patriotic.
loved that.
True. I did feel patriotic though when LeBron was going to the Olympics. He was waving that the flag bearer of LeBron in the aura. That made me patriotic. I said, America, let's fucking go, bro. We got it. We go win every single gold medal. Cause that was, bro, it was epic. That shit was epic. I don't know if
Bro.
y'all seen the picture. I'm gonna
I
send
saw
you the
the picture.
TikTok if y'all haven't. That shit was epic.
I do need to see the picture. I do need to see the
Oh, you
picture.
ain't seen it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So assassination tip happens.
Wait, real
Unfortunate-
quick.
no,
Imagine,
Fortunately,
real quick.
Pretty
Imagine a timeline where Donald Trump does get assassinated and Joe Biden also calls out of the presidential race. That would be
that would
generally be
that
terrible.
was the perfect timeline. The perfect timeline. Oh my god.
And glory.
That would be
Unironically, the way it would have been like, bro, the memes would be like, we got spared. We got spared. We got
Hero.
spared.
Hero.
that would be crazy.
That'd be amazing.
Anyways,
Fantastic.
Julian,
Sensational.
you continue.
But yes. So, all right. Assassination happens, and the MAGA people basically go into hyper mode, and they're basically like, that's our goat. Like, unironically, Christ-like figure. I'm praying it. I'm praying to Donald Trump now. That's
Trump,
the vibe that they're giving Donald
no
now,
diff.
right? So from here, we get a small little interlude spot before our next major event. Biden puts out a little letter, and he's like, "I'm gonna keep running for president. You know, I'm locked." The media campaign's coming in. They're like, they do damage control. They're like, "Shit, yeah. Put out a statement. We're not doing somebody else. We're locked in. We're locked in." It's like, okay. So he puts that out. I got mad. Personally, I got physically angry because I was just like, you're trying to get us to make us lose because already people think that you look crazy, right? And so now you're saying like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna drop out. We're not gonna. We can't vote for you. We can't vote for you in good faith. We just can't, right? So I'm just like, you're gonna make Donald Trump the president. So at this point, I lost all hope. Doom and gloom was setting in for me. But then, glory to the greatest COVID-19. Take my boy out the race. He drops out. He's sick. Hopefully, he doesn't die. I'm not hoping he dies from
Oh, no,
COVID.
what's it?
But I need that boy out of commission. He's out of commission. Let's go. Let's go.
He just needs a nap.
Let's go.
Just take a nap, man. Just take a nap.
All right.
Snap
But
He's out the
I
race.
do.
And
I think
Kamala is up.
exactly. I think she can win. I hope she wins. I'm gonna be voting for her. All of y'all should be voting for her. Who's listening? Send whoever y'all should vote for her. And
Absolutely.
the only thing I'm gonna say is that the AKA's gonna be annoying when she wins, as they should.
Absolutely.
But
But let's talk about well, I'll talk about it and then let you guys give your opinions. I say like just fill you guys in because I've been a little bit more involved with like the political scene at the moment. Okay, so let's talk about what is Kamala's current, let's say, chances of winning. Like what are her benefits, what are her losses? So starting with her benefits, not old. This is the big one.
Not old.
That
This
is
is
a
a big one.
huge point
Not
because
old.
it's been like the main stuff for like the last
How old is
couple of
she?
years, which is
Like
basically
around
stop
50?
letting old people be president.
she's like 50 something.
He's up.
Mm.
He's up. All right. Next up, black. Great.
Okay.
This is something we're gonna come back to though.
A woman, too.
Great. Let's go. Asian American. We'll take it.
She
Let's
is? I did not know that.
I didn't
Yes.
know that.
I believe so. I might be wrong. If that's incorrect, I will.
She's
apologize.
Blasian?
Maybe.
A Blasian
Hold tight.
president.
I
Mm.
think
Hold
so.
tight.
But okay, right? She's locked, right? She has a lot of things up. These are good benefits for her just on a just on a base scale, base level. Good. Problems. She has not been doing. We have not heard from her really in the last 4 years. This is a problem. The last time we heard from her, she was saying things that were not exactly pro-black. All right. I don't know if you guys know, but she has the infamous Breakfast Club interview where they're like,
Okay,
where
yeah.
she's like, oh yeah, I used to be a district attorney or something. I forget. But
But
basically, she was putting black people who smoked weed in jail, right? Or at
but
least she was
apparently it
responsible for, like,
also like it wasn't that bad. Like people are now coming up with like actual numbers from that, not from the interview, but from when she said that, and apparently it wasn't even like a lot of black people that she put away. Like people was like
yeah, yeah.
she put
I mean, I'm
thousands
not
and
saying
thousands
I'm
of
not
black
saying it's
people
like
away.
a crazy thing, but it's like,
No.
it's the publicity, like the feelings around it, not necessarily
Mhm.
like the facts of the matter. Because it still sounds bad. Because also the killer part is not necessarily that she did that, because that's her job. If it's illegal in a state for you to smoke weed, get caught for smoking weed, yes, you're gonna have to take that L.
Yep.
That's just that is what it is. But the problem is that they ask her like, oh, do you smoke weed? And she's like she laughs about it, which kind of suggests that she does on her personal time, which seems crazy. It seems like a huge disconnect because, like, have some sympathy. Like, if you smoke weed and they were smoking weed, you're not in
People,
jail.
nah.
Like,
If there's one
that was kind of
thing
like the main thing. It's
people
like,
hate
that looks
hypocrites.
weird. You know, yeah,
People do
that's
not
not
like
good.
hypocrites.
So those are like the two major like things that hold her back, which is that she hasn't been very public for the last little bit of time, so she doesn't have a lot of goodwill. And last major thing she was public for was that, really, like the main thing that's like really stuck with people is that. So it doesn't really work in her favor. But there is one more benefit that she has that I didn't really point out to. She has a capability to swing the whole opinion away from Donald Trump by simply just talking to him for 20 minutes. All she has to do.
True.
That's all she has to do. She has a lot of things that work for her. She's a part of a lot of different groups that would definitely like to have somebody as representation for them as president, right? All she has to do is harness this by doing a little bit some good campaigning, right? The media team's got to lock in for her, right? They gotta give her the power, right? And then all she has to do is lock in one debate, one debate with
Well, I'm
Donald
not
Trump.
even. The thing is, I'm not
And we're
even
good.
worried about her debate for Donald Trump because she is leagues above him mentally, intelligently,
That's my point.
everything like that.
But she has to do it because she doesn't have a lot of public appearances. And
Fair.
also, it's good just to have the juxtaposition. So that then, obviously, Biden failed miserably. Having someone who's kind of competent actually argue with Donald Trump directly on video needed, so that then it could just be like, in the general public, like, she is way more capable than he is.
Yeah.
He sounds like like literally
A
like a
child.
crazy person up on stage, and here we have someone who's well put together, giving proper speeches, answering the questions, talking about her political stances. Like, she would sway so many people by just seeming like a regular competent person. That is it.
And then all then that would need to happen is for you people at home to vote. I swear to bumper clock, y'all need to go to them polls and vote. It's not that hard. I don't care how old you are. It literally takes like 10 seconds. Legit. Literally just have, you know,
Mm.
Kamala Harris,
Yes, sir.
circle, check, input ballot. That's it. Register wherever you are. Wherever you are in college. It literally, you can just change your register back. It doesn't cost anything. Just register wherever you at. Go online. Put in a little da 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 da. It will take like a week or two. Boom, you're registered. And then whenever election day is, which is November, what the 10th?
I
No,
forgot.
November 11th. What is election day? It's on a Monday
Is it the
or no
12th?
Tuesday. No, November 5th. There you go.
Oh, okay.
November 5th, when election day happens, I need to see everyone I bomba clot know. Everybody I've ever met and seen and heard before in my life to be out in them polls voting. That's it. That's all I need. There we go.
That's all I need. Like I said, she has a lot of benefits to her. She has a lot of things that she can take advantage of. Like, she has a lot of things in her in her tool set. I feel like that debate is, like I say, it's the main catalyst of it being like, I like Kamala Harris because she's not Joe Biden and she's a Democrat, to being like, I like Kamala Harris personally over Donald Trump. Like, I personally like her more than him, rather than it just being like better of two evils. If she can get a positive feeling around her, I think she
I was
clears.
gonna add to
And
that.
then
I
I
think
hope
she
that
clears.
She, well, I'd rather her win over Trump for obvious reasons. She just needs to, one, present herself in the public eye more, like you said, and be more a little more active politically. But she also needs to show that she could also just be a generally positive president for the country. Like, or like
Yeah.
besides Trump, like it's good that there's an option that is better than him, but she also needs to just in general be like a good president. Because I'm tired of like always having like we gotta pick the lesser of two evils. Like I want it to be, I just want to
Yeah.
pick this president because they seem like they could do a good job within the 4 years that they have of being president. I think that's really what we need now. We need just like damn. She is doing a relatively good job. May not agree with every decision she makes because I don't think anyone agrees with every single decision like a president makes because it's impossible to please
Absolutely,
everybody. But generally,
Yeah.
push the country in a positive direction.
I also think with that, I just hope, like, I agree with that. I honestly, I just hope she can pull the Republican voters that don't like Trump.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, more the like,
They're out there.
because yeah, there are people out there that are either racist, don't like change, Republican, whatever, but also they don't like Trump. So they were
Yeah.
fine with
To be
voting
fair,
for
he's not.
Biden.
He's not a good leader. Like he really
Yeah.
is. He does just pander to like basically the kind of people who join cults, where like
Mm-hmm.
they don't really want to, like they don't think that much, or they just don't really want to. Like they're really guided by someone who seems like a strong leader who just kind of panders to them. That's really
Yeah.
what Donald Trump does. Because the craziest thing about him is that he is not an everyman. He is a nepo baby of nepo babies. All
Yep.
right, he does not like. He's on record saying he doesn't like his voters.
Yep.
All he literally just panders to them, which is crazy that they still like. They basically, to put it no other way, meat ride him so hard as if he's not
Lays,
personally
if you
said like
will.
I don't like you guys. I
There's no
do not
critical
like. If
thinking.
I was out in public
No critical
seeing you
thinking.
people, I'd be disgusted.
There's no critical thinking. It's all just like emotion based. They're like,
It's
oh,
all vibes. It's all
yeah.
vibes.
He just
But
panders to the hate that they have already. It's yeah,
yeah,
that's it. But I just hope she gets the voters that don't like Trump,
yeah,
but also don't like Democrats for some reason. So I hope
Also,
she able to pull them.
um,
exactly.
personally, I hope she continues. This is like a personal thing that I think that should be emphasized like a lot more. I think by because I was doing research on like environmental laws he put into place. Um, I
Mhm.
think he did some, but I also think he didn't push through one important one. But I forgot what it was exactly. But I hope that she puts more of an emphasis on the environment. This is like my one political message. Like
Mm.
I pray she keeps like if she does get elected, she puts effort into doing that because it is really important to like make sure our environment and like the world itself that we live in isn't in a
It's taken
terrible
care of,
state.
yeah.
Um,
Mm.
that's like my own like personal thing. But I
I
do,
want
Yeah.
I want the healthcare. I want
yeah,
the
healthcare
healthcare and the
too,
education. Public
education,
healthcare, public
education
education, all that to be
especially. Like
bumped up.
it's
I
so
want
bad.
all that to be bumped up to the max. Teach critical race theory. Have people be able to go
Oh,
and
yeah.
get their problems fixed without spending a liver. You feel me? Like I
Yeah,
just those things should be fixed.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
those things to be along with the environment too, because that's very important.
I would say
I agree.
maybe.
With both. I think that yeah, I feel like she just needs to be like, I'm here for the people. I feel like that if that's her position where she's like, Donald Trump, he says he's here for the people, but I'm here for everybody unilaterally. Even if you don't necessarily agree with me, I'm looking to make your life better too. Like if she makes that her position and like she can say things and at least prove some things that can back it up, I feel like easy go for her. And also, I just feel like, so doing and saying these things will just be good for the country in general and kind of set a good, hopefully a uh, positive trend for the country going forward.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, though, final thoughts. I feel like we've been talking for a good bit.
Ultimately, again, I'll say it again. Vote.
Absolutely.
Vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. Please
Please
vote.
vote.
Vote
Honestly.
Kamala. Vote
Vote
Kamala,
Kamala.
preferably. But if
Vote.
you don't want to vote Kamala, and I obviously can't force you. Obviously, free country, make your own decisions. You can vote for. Actually, no, don't vote for Donald Trump. Just don't vote for him. Vote for somebody else. Vote for another
No,
Republican.
vote. No, I'm not even gonna say vote for someone. No, vote for Kamala. Vote for Kamala. Like, listen, even the people that are Green Party all the way left and are like, I don't like the Democrats or Republican. I get that, fair, and you're entitled to that opinion. But for right now, we need to be a teeny bit very realistic. Vote Kamala. You will have your opportunity to vote for whatever third party you want. Right now, we need to all, as people in America, no matter what you are, man, women, indifferent, black, white, Spanish, Asian, indifferent, we need to all vote for Kamala Harris. Because realistically, the Democratic and Republican parties are the two biggest and are most
Yeah.
likely to win.
Sadly,
So just for
the
this election, vote for Kamala. Thank you.
sadly the third parties are just not gonna
They
win,
never even got close,
and
bro.
a
Yeah.
lot of them do
It's
have
upsetting.
very good
They
political
do.
views. It's just that
They do.
I think, I guess because we're so used to having two parties, it's kind of like the downside of it that we're kind of stuck to these two, and we're not
Mm.
educated on the other ones. Maybe the
And
pendulum will
it's
swing back in maybe in
I-
their
I
also
think
direction
that's
the
also
at some
just
electoral
point.
like
colleges. It's also the electoral colleges. Like they're mainly Democratic or Republican. Like they're
Yeah.
yeah, like I feel like everything's kind of geared towards these two parties already. Especially I feel like financially, financially everything goes into these groups. So like third parties don't have as much platform to even speak. Because I would tell you right now, I literally have no idea who's even running in the third parties right now. Like I have no clue in the slightest.
I
same.
Like they
know
just don't have they don't
too,
have the
but
advertising
yeah, they don't.
power to like
Yeah.
even get their name out there like that unless you're looking for them.
Respect
I
to
don't
them
even
for
look for
running, but
about Donald
just
Trump to come on.
yeah,
Care about it.
Because like they do have good policies. They do. Some of them.
yeah.
Mhm.
Some of them. Like, but right now it's crunch time because we're not gonna get into this. We kind of gotta end soon. It's late at night. But if Trump wins in Project 2025 or something close to that
Or, yeah,
is put into effect,
we're cooked. The whole
it's
country cooked.
looking bad for people that are and more.
Like, are you a
Way
girl? You're
more.
cooked.
Are you
Are
a
you not
woman?
white? You're cooked.
Are you not white? Are you not straight? Are you not what white
Are
cis
you
male?
basically think 1900s? Like,
Oh,
if we were moving
yeah.
away
Are
from
you not
that,
rich?
we're going back to that.
Yeah. Are you not rich? Are you poor? Are you
Oh,
not
that's
white?
that's the,
Are you
that's that's the main thing. Are you
all of it?
broke? All you people who are like, yeah, I'm locked in with Donald Trump. You're broke. You're
I'm about to
getting
say,
cooked
'cause
too.
even if
You're
yo,
getting cooked
even if
too,
you're a straight white cis man and you're thinking, I'll be fine. Are
brother.
you poor?
Hey,
Are
You're
you
you
not
don't
gonna be fine.
you don't have a business. No
uh,
LLC. You're
No
cooked.
LLC. You work a
no
standard job.
LLC?
You're not gonna be okay.
Yes,
Vote for
you're.
Kamala Harris. That's all I have to say. And good
And that's
My
night.
really what it comes down to.
my final thoughts are: get educated, understand like more about how all this works, because I understand like a good bit, but I don't, to be honest, I don't know everything about this aspect of America politically wise. I try to answer the best that I can, but for just like everyone in general, just to get like educated on the politics in America, because they are important. Not like you don't have to get like super sucked into them, but just like understand the basics so that when you do get times where you have to vote, you understand like the importance of actually voting, because your voice does matter, and we wanted to like make sure it stays that it matters, but it really matters who's put into power and whether they prioritize you and your voice. Because if you're not voting
Mhm.
and someone in power who does not care about you gets put into power, it's not, your voice will not matter as much anymore, and it'll get less and less like the country we want it to be, and we're not trying to go back. We're not trying to go back to how the country was in some areas. So
Yeah.
get educated.
The vibe.
Go on YouTube and
Yeah.
watch some videos about bipartisan politics and all that stuff.
Or just watch our podcast. Watch our podcast. Just watch our
Yes, dude.
podcast.
Yeah.
Watch our podcast.
I'll educate
Or
you for
watch
you.
our podcast. Read a book.
Yeah, read a book too.
Read a book. Read articles. Pay attention in history class. Pay attention in history class, and then do your own research.
Critical
Very
thinking is important. I think we're all
very important.
Yeah.
If our podcast endorses this message.
Yes, critical thinking is probably the most important thing. Critical thinking. So
Yeah.
think critically, and stay safe. Vote. I've been Myles.
I've been
It's been Julian.
the person named Chris.
And we will see you again next month.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.